Hello everyone! The long-awaited episode 22 just came out today and it contains some really interesting details that I will tell you everything about just now. If the previous episode contained some great portion of awesome action and unexpected plot twists, then in today's episode we'll see something more toned down and mysterious. So today I'm going to break the whole episode down for you, and if you're really ready to figure out what just happened on the screen, then put all your business aside for the next 11 minutes and trust me. Today I'm going to analyze the whole 20-second episode for you, and then I'll show you all the secrets and Easter eggs that I managed to find. What kind of cave did the POV and the rest of his team get into? What are the functions of these giant magnets we saw inside? What actually happened to Titans that were trapped in this cave basically since the beginning of the whole series? And most importantly, where did the treacherous TV man teleport next? Get your tea and snacks ready and prepare to watch this video to the end, because I saved the juiciest part for later just as always. Let's go! But before I'll start digging into episode 22, let me remind you real quick about the events of the previous episode so you won't get too confused about what has actually been going on. Okay, so in the last episode we saw the comebacks of so many iconic characters all at once that it simply blew my mind when I watched it for the first time. Not only it was featuring the Astro Toilet and Astro Emperor himself who intervened at the end of episode 20 to save the POV from the clutches of the infected drill man, but also zombie version of Skibidi Scientist and our iconic Chad gman. But unfortunately, the appearance of Zombie Scientist brought a new tragedy upon us. So here's what happened. With the help of his new advanced weapons and an ominous grappling hook that looked like a terrifying zombie version of a rotten human hand, the scientist inflicts severe injuries upon both Astro Emperor and the brave Astro Toilet I already got so attached to. And tragically enough, the Astro Boy survives through the fate which is even worse than destruction, as Zombie Scientist infects him with zombie virus with this awful, poisonous bite in the neck. And what happened to him by the end of the episode was even sadder. So, looking at the Astro Emperor being mind-fogged because of the touch of Zombie Scientist's grappling hand, and the thrown-away Astro Toilet who's about to turn really soon, the POV has no choice but to call for reinforcements, which leads to the iconic arrival of no other than G-Man, whom we haven't seen since episode 13, where he was knocked off and then sent to the Drillman's Base 23 to get some repair and upgrades. Reinforced with the divine power of X-18 Core, he becomes a literal god once again. And during that, the POV manages to immobilize the treacherous TV man and get the control panel he used. After that, the puzzle pieces started fitting in for the POV, and now he knows exactly what to do. He orders the defeated traitor to teleport them all to the actual destination where the Titans were hidden all along. But before that, we see a heartbreaking scene where the infected Astro Toilet asks the reinforced G-Man to finish him off so he wouldn't get turned to a zombie, and of course the merciful Chad grants his tragic request. And then TV Man teleports the whole gang to the point of next episode's destination. Okay, so now when your memory is refreshed and you're all set and ready, episode 22 is already on your screens. But before I'll start my actual analysis of it, let me remind you to give this video a like because I would appreciate it a lot, and subscribe to my channel because I really want to achieve my goal in having 100,000 subscribers by the end of this month. Okay, so if you're subscribed now, let's move on. So the next episode starts in the new location we haven't seen in this series yet, and it reminded me of the forest from episode 12 a little bit, but of course this is not it. So as the TV man teleported the whole gang to this place, he seemed to be out of breath a little bit, because it's actually not an easy task to teleport such a large group for one TV man somewhere, especially combined with such gigantic figure as G-Man. And to tell you honestly, guys, I am actually really surprised by the fact that this TV man was actually able to pull this off, because I thought that it's not really possible for TV men from Boom's original series to teleport the whole bunch of people. I mean, just remember the tragic episode 57 where the whole drama was revolving around TV Woman who preferred teleporting away Plunger Man instead of Simp Cameraman, as she apparently would not able to carry them both. But it seems to me that this guy is tougher than he looks at first sight. Or maybe he got more powerful due to the contact with the Plague Doctor, I don't really know. Well anyways, he gets up on his feet pretty fast, so it doesn't occur to me that he's that much exhausted. He then shows the POV to the direction of multiple signs, with his hand warning him of the cave's dangers before entering it. So by the look at these signs, we can see that this is a magnetic mine, which is pretty ironic, and why it is so, I'll tell you a little bit later. And another sign tells us that no owner should wear metal accessories while entering the cave, but unfortunately almost all the people in the gang are made of metal this way or another. Especially this clockman that already started walking inside of the cave carelessly, and for such ignorance he paid a pretty high price already. Multiple trap harpoons are showing up from the sides of the cave immediately, and due to this poor clockman, something that I can vaguely describe as Resident Evil destruction cutscene, if you know what I mean in here. And in response to this horrific show, the traitor TVman just giggles mercilessly, and dude, despite the fact that he's basically captured by the POV and his team who know everything about his vile plans and can finish him off easily in any minute if necessary, this prick still allows himself some true villain-like moments of joy. This TV man never fails to disappoint me, guys. I'm telling you this for sure. And I bet that Skibidi shares my opinion on that. Just look at his facial expression at this moment. And oh yeah, by the way about the name Skibidi, one of my subscribers actually suggested it as the name for the bald toilet buddy, and dude, thank you so much for that because I loved it. So I think I'm going to call him this way from now on. Then all of them, including the POV, are turning towards Gman as if he was their dad who was meant to help his kids with some tedious task. And of course, the reinforced Chad agrees to do so. He enters the trapped area and with a bunch of powerful swings and hits neutralizes all the nasty traps, and man, I must tell that he really looks extra cool while doing that. And now, when the problem got finally solved, it's time to move to the bowels of this cave, and Skibidi pushes the traitor forward so that he'd come first after G-Man. And I'd say this would be the best strategy to avoid any additional traps further, but unfortunately it didn't occur to the POV plungerman's mind, so he outruns the traitor and even walks before him, which is pretty silly in my honest opinion. And we can see two references to the bloggers, but unfortunately the images are not that clear, so I had troubles identifying who they are. If you know these guys, please then write their name in the comments below. Well anyways, as the POV walks past the remains of clockman and harpoons stuck to the ground here and there, he still somehow manages to trigger another trap by touching the rope hung right in front of him like a total dummy. But thankfully, Daddy G-Man is there to always help his clumsy comrade. The traitor gives the POV the weird look as if he couldn't believe himself that the POV still managed to stay alive after such a silly mistake. And then both Plungerman and his buddy Skibidi are rushing deeper into the cave, and then finally we see the grand reveal of our long-awaited Titans. And by the way, at the moment they were revealed, the music playing on the background really reminded me of the scene from the movie called Journey to the Center of the Earth, when the protagonists found the secret oasis in the similarly looking cave. And there we can see a pretty interesting picture. We can notice Titan cameraman and Titan TV man chained to the stone, but not with the ordinary metal chains, as they would be just useless in case with these two chads, but with magnets themselves. So yeah, the title Magnetic Cave sounds really ironic because it was referring to the actual magnets as tools and not to the magnetic ore or something like that. And I know what you guys think. Are these magnets somehow connected to the multiverse of Dom Studio or not? And I also thought of that in the past, but then MonsterUp himself had contacted me and said that these magnets have no connection to that multiverse. And instead he decided to use magnets as tools to trap the Titans, because it looked like the most logical reason for him to do so. Then TV Man approaches the big red button where we can notice two more references to the bloggers doing Skibidi content. And it's interesting how there were none of these posters in the previous shot, when we have been shown this button for the first time. With one confident slap on it, the magnet trap stops shackling both Titans, and then both of them get up in one go, as if they weren't in such terrible position for more than 20 episodes basically. And it really surprised me how they managed to get up with such ease, because if I were in any of their shoes, I'd get struck with terrible back pain in the first place. But on the other hand, I am no gigantic robot, so whatever. But it's too early to celebrate actually, because Titans who were isolated from the world fighting with Skibidi virus for such a long time don't know anything about all the changes that happened in it. So they are not aware that Skibidi Toilets and the Alliance are fighting on the same side and are friends now, while Speakerman's race is against both of them. And of course, when both Titans saw G-Man, they thought that their archenemy is facing them. But before that, my favorite Skibidi takes the first hit, and oh man, he didn't deserve it at all. The poor buddy gives an offended cry, especially considering how before that he was called disgusting by Titan TV Man, and I can't understand this at all. Isn't this bald Pookie the most precious thing in the world? I mean, at least he is to me. The POV is trying to desperately show the Titans with gestures that this lil guy is not his enemy at all. but it's much more difficult to explain to them what the hell is G-Man himself doing in that cave. Then, an intensive fight involving all the giants present in this cave occurs. And it's a miracle if Skibidi wasn't actually hurt in the process, because he literally stood next to G-Man in the moment when Titan cameraman decided to cut the distance between them a little bit and start a heavy melee fist fight. But as far as I saw, Skibidi managed to run to the left side to escape this heated meat grinder. So I hope my best bro was not injured in any way. So right now, G-Man is actually in the pretty tough position, as he can't injure his future comrades that just simply don't know they are on the same side. So he can't use his real weapons and stuff aside from his bare fists and rung fu skills. Titan TV Man tells him, "You are very bad," which describes his actual attitude towards G-Man right now, but I bet it actually changed at the moment when a giant piece of stalactite nearly lands on his silly TV head, and thankfully Daddy G-Man was in the right place and in the right time to help him. Titan cameraman somehow missed this moment though, so he knocks G-Man to the ground and gets ready to deliver a final blow, but Titan TV Man stops him in time. Both Titans seem to be really confused because of all that just happened in front of their eyes. To Titan TV Man asks a legitimate question: "What is happening?" And no other than the treacherous TV man decides to answer this question and tells him that Skibidi and the Alliance have united against the main evil, meaning zombie virus. But oh man, this dude really should have had his mouth shot, because these Titans seem to know damn well who is the part of this main evil. Do you guys remember one of the secret scenes where we could notice somebody's leg in this exact cave? Yeah, this leg belonged to this TV man who attended it, so Titans know that he is the traitor as well. So the enraged Titan TV man orders him to shut the hell up and kicks him to the nearest stone wall, and man, that was really satisfying to see. But it looks like TV man still has his fair share of secrets as he tells the crowd in front of him. "You'll understand later," and mysteriously disappears in a vortex of black mist. And to tell you honestly, guys, I got really curious due to his last words. In one of my older analyses, I expressed an opinion that this guy may actually surprise us even more, as he may get revealed as the traitor to not only the Alliance as we all think, but to the Plague Doctor himself. But right now, I am leaning more to the theory that he can be pursuing his own goals that don't include neither the Plague Doctor as his master not helping the Alliance. And I'm really hopeful to see more of his motivation and true intentions in the future episodes. And that was all for today. Write in the comments below about how excited you are to see the next episode in order to find out what will happen to the POV next time. And be sure to subscribe to my channel so you will not miss my new videos, and also to my Discord where you can contact me directly and get lots of info for my subscribers only. And that was me, Isa Toilet. See ya!